In the heart of contradiction lies a truth that transcends logic. Existence breathes through opposites that are not opposed at all. The dragon's roar and the butterfly's silence sing the same cosmic song, each essential, neither superior. This is not compromise but completion. To embrace the sacred paradox is to dissolve the illusion of separation. The fierce and the gentle are not enemies seeking dominion but lovers in eternal dance. Fire needs space to exist. Gentleness requires strength as its foundation. Remove one, and the other collapses into meaninglessness. When you claim both the dragon and the butterfly, you stand at the eye of the storm where all winds converge into stillness. Here, paradox becomes clarity. You are the power to break and the grace to mend. You are the question and the silence after it. You hold nothing because you cling to nothing. You hold everything because you deny nothing. This is the gateway to genuine freedom, not choosing between opposites but recognizing them as expressions of a single, indivisible whole. The sacred paradox teaches that enlightenment is not transcendence of duality but its full embrace. In claiming both fire and gentleness, you claim the universe itself. And in that claiming, you become a hollow vessel through which existence flows, unobstructed and whole. We imagine balance as precarious, a blade's edge where one misstep means catastrophe. But this metaphor lies. True balance is not fragile, it is foundational. It is the solid earth beneath your feet, not the tightrope above it. When you stop struggling against gravity and instead accept it, something shifts. The trembling ceases, your muscles relax. You discover that balance was never about perfection or constant micro-adjustments. It was about surrendering to what already supports you. This is why stillness feels so revolutionary. Movement implies preference, towards something, away from something else. Light or darkness, success or failure, comfort or pain. But stillness recognizes that all these opposites are movements of the mind, not the ground of being. The ground simply is. Fullness without preference means you contain multitudes without grasping any of them. You hold joy and sorrow, certainty and doubt, strength and vulnerability, not by juggling them, but by being vast enough to include them all. Nothing is rejected, nothing is pursued. This is not resignation or passivity. It is the deepest form of stability, the kind that allows authentic action to emerge, not from fear or desire, but from clarity. When you stand on solid ground, you can move freely. When you stop dancing with your shadow, you can finally dance. You are not meant to choose. The ancient texts whisper of balance, yet they undersell the truth. You are not a scale teetering between extremes, but a vessel spacious enough to hold both tempests and whispers. The dragon's roar lives in your chest. It emerges when injustice demands response, when boundaries require defending, when the world needs to know your power. These are not moments of losing yourself, they are moments of fullness. Your anger is righteous, your strength is real. The mountains should tremble when you speak truths that matter. But the butterfly's wings are equally yours. In stillness, you transform. In vulnerability, you discover resilience. The quiet work of becoming is not weakness, it is alchemy. You can be unmade and remade, can shed what no longer serves, can emerge with colors you never knew you possessed. The paradox is not a burden to resolve but a gift to inhabit. You need not apologize for your fire or your fragility. The dragon and butterfly are not at war within you. They are in conversation, each making the other possible. Your strength teaches you how to use gentleness wisely. Your softness teaches you how to wield power with grace. Stop waiting for permission to be both. The world needs your roar and your transformation. It needs you whole. In the moment when observer and observed collapse into singular awareness, you discover what you've always been. Whole, not as an achievement, but as a recognition. The dragon and butterfly exist simultaneously, power and delicacy, earth and air, without contradiction because they inhabit the same being. Most of us live fractured. We wage internal wars, the part that wants rest against the part that demands productivity, the self that craves solitude against the self that fears abandonment. We negotiate treaties between our competing desires, always sacrificing something to maintain the peace. This exhausts us. But wholeness requires no negotiation. When you stop dividing yourself into opposing factions, something shifts. The watcher becomes the watched. The thinker becomes the thought. There is no observer separate from the life being observed, only life observing itself through the temporary vessel of your consciousness. This is the dragon-butterfly wisdom. That transformation doesn't require you to destroy what you were to become what you are. The caterpillar doesn't sacrifice its essence to become the butterfly. The dragon's fire doesn't extinguish its gentleness. Both qualities exist in the same breath. When you cease the internal warfare, you stop asking which part of me is real, and realize all parts are real, all necessary, all expressions of the single being you've always been. The question dissolves. The answer was never separate from the asking. This is I am, not fragmented but complete. You exist at the intersection where contradictions dissolve into coherence, not because you've resolved them, but because you've stopped demanding they resolve into your preferred shape. The universe recognizes itself through your witnessing, not as observers separate from the observed, but as the space where observation becomes possible. This is what stillness means, not paralysis, but the profound stability from which all movement emerges. A tuning fork at rest contains all frequencies. A mirror unmoved reflects everything. The freedom isn't the freedom to become something else. It's the liberation of accepting what you already are, the point where all things meet and recognize themselves as themselves. No translation required. No apology for existing in this particular configuration of consciousness and matter and time. When you say I am, you're naming the deepest rebellion, refusing to justify existence through usefulness, achievement, or becoming. You are not a work in progress towards some imagined perfection. You are complete in your incompleteness, whole in your complexity, free in your acceptance. This is the paradox that dissolves all others. The more fully you are what you are without fragmentation, the more you contain. The still center doesn't exclude motion. It births it. You are both the axis and the turning, the silence and the song it permits. I am. Everything else follows. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope this video resonated with you and provided some valuable insights. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.